Decided I'm going to do a diary on my new syndicate and like the journey, like me starting with mad baits this year, and I just want to keep a record of it, so I've decided to do this. Right. And if people want to watch it and follow it and subscribe, that would be great. So basically just trying to bring things up to date. We come for our first session, me and my mate, down in the middle of April, to our Essex syndicate. We come down here. When we first got down here, the lake that we did want to go on was full, and so we ended up going to one just across the road, all part of the same syndicate, which there was nobody on. So we both pitched up in swims which dominated the lake. He sort of basically had the right hand side and I had the left hand side. The wind was blowing over his side, and I was going around climbing up trees trying to find all the fish for him, and I found quite a lot of fish over his side, which I was a bit gutted about, to be honest. But anyhow, so he got all set up, and then I went round my side and started looking around, not really finding much, walking up and down in the water, in the reeds, finding hard spots, which I did find a couple of. But then going right over to the far bank and climbing up some trees, I found some big ones just sitting about. To which I run back to my swim, got the marker rod out, and was casting it out, trying to get it on the line where they were swimming up and down. Which took a couple of attempts of me like casting it out there, running around, getting up the tree, looking at it, going, that's about half a wrap away, and casting it out again until I got it on the right line. After doing that, come back, wrapped all my rods up to the same length, and cast them all out, and spooned a whole load of bait out, like throwing stick style, over them all, and just sat down, settled in for the night, me and my mate, have a few beers, and that being that. First thing in the morning, I think it was about 7:30, one of my rods just rattled off, and after a bit of a battle, I landed the friendly mirror, which is one of the A team, so I was ecstatic. I was well happy with that. And so my friend hadn't had nothing, and he was frantically moving his rods all around, all over the place, about every hour. But I think it was the next morning, he had a take, and he had one of the A team as well, one called the long mirror, and that was 34.12. I don't know if I said what mine was. Mine was 34.4. So he managed to get one of the A team as well. So, and that was a 2-night trip that we had. So after that, we were buzzing to get back, and which I think was the next week. And so we had 2 days organised, and was going on. I think it was a Thursday and a Friday. Anyhow, as we was getting closer and closer to the trip, something happened with my work, and I could get an extra day. And the missus said it was fine. I could come down here for do an extra night. And so as I was packing my gear, sorting all my bait out, I got a WhatsApp message, and that was my mate Paul, and he had taken a picture of himself sitting in his car with all his fishing gear behind him. He'd got an extra day as well and was on his way down there. So we're both getting an extra day and going back down there. So as I was rushing down there, all of a sudden I get a phone call, which I answered, hands-free, and he said to me, the lake that we wanted to get on was full. So I was gutted. But one of the other lakes, which has got bigger fish in it, to be honest, he'd managed to get in, and he got one of the top swims, so he was like ecstatic. I was well deflated. So I'd foot off the throttle a bit and was just cruising down there. Went and got a McDonald's, picked him one up, went and met him at the lake, didn't get my gear out or anything. And yeah, he was ecstatic being in like one of the hot swims. So I was walking around, not really seeing anything, not feeling it, kept raining, being a bit miserable, wanted to go home. And my mate was going, no, stay here. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Anyhow, I spent about 3 hours walking around, and swim about 2 up from him. I just started seeing some bubbles, plumes of bubbles coming up. And I said to my mate about it, I said, do you see him? And he's like, no. I was going over there, and he's like, no. Anyhow, and then I saw more and more and more. And he's going to me, well, put a bucket in there, because there's a few people starting to turn up now. So I did, but I still went and sat down in the swim with him. Still thinking about going home, to be honest. Still sulking. And then I snapped out of it. It's like, got to get on with it. Stop being a wuss. And I went and got my gear, set up down there, pinged a lead out to where I could see the bubbles, which was about 10 wraps, I think. Yeah, so I reeled it in, wrapped it up, set all my rods up at 10 wraps, bagged them up, slung them all out, fanned them all out, and yeah, basically, cut a long story short, those 3 nights I had 9 takes, landed 7 fish up to 28. 6 of them were 20s, one of them was a 17, which hopefully I'll put some pictures up. And my mate was in the hot spot and he didn't have anything, he was gutted. He left there well deflated and I left there on a high. So anyhow, so next trip, pretty sure they had spawn. And me and my mate go down there and do 2 nights down there, nothing. I weren't getting any liners or nothing. My mate said he had a few fish go over the top of him. He reckons he had a couple of takes and lost them. So, but I had nothing at all. Not even liners, nothing. So, left there well deflated. And I ended up doing, I think I went back for a couple more overnighters. Nothing. Yeah, I think that was. And then I've done another overnighter. I can only do sort of like Thursdays and Fridays. And I got 2. And that was, one of them was at 10 o'clock and one of them was at 12 o'clock. I think they were 20s. And I went again the next week and I had 2. And that was 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So, and then the next week coming up, I had 2 weeks off. So like, I think I organised 3 fishing trips in those 2 weeks. And the first one was going on the Sunday and the Monday night. And I got down there and I think I know I had 4 fish. And they were all 20s, I think. But during the day, or was it the night? I can't remember. Yeah, it was during the day. I had the horse, the big one, at 38.12. So yeah, I left there ecstatic. And then I was going to be back down there on the Thursday and the Friday that week. So I got back down there on the Thursday and the Friday, and on the Thursday night I had the horse again. So I did take some pictures of it again, because the first lot of pictures I weren't really that happy with, so I took some pictures of that. And then the next night, or was it a day? No, it was a day, I think, during the day. Yeah, it was during the day. I had the second biggest fish in the lake, which is known, the big scaly one. So, is that right? No, yeah. Hold on a minute. Yes, I had the big scaly one. So that was the second trip. So I had one more trip in those 2 weeks off. So, which was the Thursday and the Friday. So back down there again, and first night I had the scaly one again, and I had some good pictures of that. So I looked at it in and that and just went, oh, I'm just going to let it go. I don't want to put it through all the stress. I should have took some video footage of it just to prove it, but I didn't. I forgot. So I let that one go, and then I had another one, which was a common. I think it was 26. So that was that, and then I wasn't going to be able to go again for about another couple of weeks. So we're now back to the session now, and this is my second day, and this morning I've just had another one of the 18. I've had the ghosty, so I'm well over the moon, and we're now up to date, and hopefully there'll be some more. So that's everything up to date at the moment. See you later.